welcome back to my channel. As promised, today I am going to go over the curriculum we chose for our 4th grade daughter. She hated public school and we pulled her in January of this year. She is very behind. I think in my last video I explained that I was a foster adoptive mom and I have 9 kids. And some of my kids are behind because of things that have happened in their lives, or in her case, she was in those very important grade levels during COVID, and she missed a lot when it came to reading and math. And they have been trying to catch her up in the public schools, and it just wasn't clicking. And she just got so far behind that I became uncomfortable. And so we pulled her from school in January. She also hated public schools. I think she's very quiet, and when you're quiet and far behind, you might be embarrassed to ask questions in school, and I think that was her case. She is doing great with homeschool. There are days that we suffer and struggle, and there are days that we do really great. But I found what works for her and what doesn't, so I'm going to go over that today. So I guess I'll start with math. So in my last video, I talked about how with the Good and the Beautiful math, I really liked the beginning, like the level 1 and 2 courses, and with her we started with level 3. Now she's in 4th grade, so level 3 is a little less advanced for her, but I found that this program, I'll show it to you guys, I'll do a little flip through here, I'll show you guys how pretty, it is a beautiful program. But I found that this program was just too difficult for her, and the way they explained concepts was way too much for her to understand. So we actually switched her. She did 4 lessons in that before I realized it was not going to work. So we switched her to Math UC. And we went down a level in Math UC. So we went down to level 2 because I thought, I don't want to do the same thing. I don't want to order level 3 and it just be way too hard. So we went way, way back to level 2. And Math UC is very, I would say oversimplified, which for her is amazing. It's exactly what she needs. The book is quite thick, so this is a full year's course here, and then it came with a separate book for tests, and I got a teacher's manual, and I like the teacher's manual is hardcover, which I appreciate, and I got the DVD with the lessons as well, and she absolutely loves this program. There's no fluff to it. There's no games in it like there is in the Good and the Beautiful, but it works for her, and so I think moving forward, even with the other kids, I might lean more towards this program. If you have a child that loves interactive stuff with lots of games, the Good and the Beautiful math is going to be for you. It was not for her, so we switched to Math UC, the beta program. I love it so far. She just finished the first lesson in it, and what I like most about it is that the lessons, so in the Good and the Beautiful, the lessons are, they jump around quite often, even in the 1st grade and the 2nd grade level. Here, you get a lesson and you're reviewing the same concepts for several days. And that is what she needed. That is what I needed to be able to teach her properly. And so we switched and we love it. And that's that. That's it. So for science, we went with the Good and the Beautiful Botany Study. This is the student journal. I don't want to show her name to you guys. So this is the student journal, and it's pretty simple. I would say you don't need this if you're teaching science to younger kiddos. So I let my 2nd and my 4th grader use these, but like my 1st grader, she does science with us, but she does not need this book. The science programs are beautiful, the ones from the Good and the Beautiful. Look at those pictures. My issue with these specifically is that they require a substantial amount of supplies. So we started with the astronomy space science study, and I got overwhelmed with it just because it required so many supplies, because there seems like there's an experiment or some sort of something every single lesson, But with botany, it was pretty simple for us to just do this while we're planting our garden, and it just so happened to sync up with my seed starting and like the composting and all that stuff. So I think that this will work for us for now. I don't know if we will always use them for science. They have some programs I'm really interested in, like their mammal study. We like it so far. I would say be prepared for the amount of supplies you're going to need for experiments and stuff like that. But it's a beautiful program, easy to read, easy to follow, and we like it so far. Next, we have traditional spelling from Memoria Press. I love Memoria Press. They are my favorite curriculum to buy. I don't know if they're my children's favorites, but I thrive on classical studies. These are pretty simple lessons. They get 20 words per lesson. And then usually what they do is they have them order them depending on syllables or CVC versus CVCC words, things like that. And then on the next page, they always have this colorful letters assignment where you go through and you mark the vowels with one color and the consonants with another. And then on the next page, there's always a like vocab story kind of thing that helps them understand what the words mean. And there is a word puzzle, crossword puzzle on the next page. She loves these. She looks forward to these at the end of every lesson. And then with the traditional spelling from Memoria Press, you can also order like a supplemental thing. So if spelling is kind of hard for your child, they have extra worksheets for each lesson, which I did order for my first and second grader. I was not paying attention when I ordered for her and did not realize they had those, or I would have ordered them for her. I don't have one near me, or I would show it to you, but lots of resources from Memoria Press. This is the teacher's manual. I love this program. We won't deviate from this, I don't believe, till they age out of it, and she will be aging out of spelling that they offer, but they have another program that is set up just identical to this one for the next levels, so she'll just move into that. So that's spelling. For handwriting, we chose The Good and the Beautiful. This is their best curriculum they sell. This is the most beautiful handwriting curriculum I have ever seen. My favorite thing about it, this is the cursive, this is level 3. You see the dot system up here? Down here, if you follow the color of the dots, it shows you the order to do the letters in. It's a lifesaver. I don't have to teach them handwriting. She knows that she follows those colors and that she's doing it correctly if she does. So this is one of those things I pull out if I need to hop up from teaching and go handle something on the phone or something. I'm like, do a handwriting page. We will use their handwriting till they're out of handwriting. I haven't seen one I like quite as much as The Good and the Beautiful's handwriting. Next, language. Right now we're using language lessons for a living education. I like this program. I wouldn't say I am in love with it, but I do really like it. It came with, this is level 3. I would say she's at level 3 for language for sure. It came with the 101 favorite Bible stories. This is my favorite thing about this program. Every single lesson, you go over a Bible story and it has you draw what you see or what you've heard, and it makes them, let me just flip to a page here. It makes them copy the quotation down and the Bible verse, which is really good for her. She's got some very poor handwriting right now, and so copying something and learning the words that way is good for her. They do that every lesson. And then the grammar side of things, each lesson starts with some sort of story at the beginning, and then you go over the comprehension of that story, picture studies, and then like right now she's getting close to possessive nouns, so we'll be doing that. I don't know if we'll stay with this forever, but I do really like this. This is our curriculum that I chose. I wanted to incorporate Bible study into our curriculum somewhere, and this is how we do it right now. I have too many kids that are homeschooled to do like a separate Bible study until they're a little older. but this does a fine job. If we do switch, I have a feeling we'll be switching to Easy Grammar, and if you haven't heard of that, because I hadn't heard of it till a few weeks ago, if you haven't heard of Easy Grammar, look into it. The books are like $15 for the whole year's course curriculum, and it's set up very classical if you're a classical studies kind of person, like me. This child is a kinesthetic learner, which is why like Math UC works really well for her because she has to use her fingers, that kind of thing. That's why she's really good at science, because she can, it's all hands-on. And now we're on to geography. So I wanted to do American history first, but before we did American history, I knew we had to touch on geography. That way, when we get into the history, she kind of can put things together in her head as to like the locations of events in America. So we started with states and capitals. This is from Memoria Press. This is a very simple program. She's in 4th grade, so we're not like real heavy into the testing or anything like that. But I did want her to learn the regions of the US and like the surrounding oceans and stuff. And this book does a great job of that. It's very simple, short and sweet. Takes her about 15 to 30 minutes to compile facts and stuff. I let her Google facts on each state and write them on each page there. And she really likes that. I think that's probably her second favorite subject after math now, which was not a thing a few weeks ago. She begs me to do more math. I know I keep coming back to that math, but she really does enjoy it. Last but not least, my favorite program that my 4th grader does is Memoria Press's reading program. Now she does the 2nd grade level, so she is not at a 4th grade reading level. She's actually at a 1st grade reading level, but I didn't want to go back that far. So what we've been doing is we've been doing the 2nd grade, but just taking our sweet time. And she just finished the Tales from Beatrix Potter student guide, so we just finished all 4 of these. It comes with, let me pull these out over here. If you order the whole set with the books included, it comes with 4 hardcover books. The Tale of Johnny Town Mouse, The Tale of Tom Kitten, The Tale of Peter Rabbit, and The Tale of Benjamin Bunny. She thought these were so cute, and I can't wait to go over these with my 2nd grader when he moves up. He's at a 1st grade reading level as well, so he's back level. So I'm excited to do those again. This was a fun, quick reading that kind of prepares you for the next one in the set, which is The Courage of Sarah Noble. I'm really excited about this, and she is too. I figured if I bought literature that she loved, she might learn to love reading more. And if I loved it with her, then she would be more excited about it. And that seems to be the case. So it came with the book and the student guide. And just to give you guys an idea, I didn't want to flip through that last one because she has written all in it. But each lesson looks like this. The first thing you do is pronounce and say the vocab. There's vocabulary questions, and then at the bottom, comprehension questions. There's always an activity, and then it starts all over for each chapter. It's a little different for this because this is not a chapter book. This is just a book. There's no chapters. You just read it all in one sitting. This is a chapter book, so the format changes slightly when you switch, but it's not that big of a difference. You won't notice it too terribly much. And then another one that is included in the 2nd grade reading set is Little House in the Big Woods. And I'm really excited about this one. This is my favorite book that we ordered for reading this year, and we plan on doing a field trip with this because we live really close to Mansfield, Missouri, which is where she grew up. And she's really excited about this. The books they sent are super high quality. I don't know if you can see how clean and pretty this book is. You can buy these if you don't want to buy the books with the sets. You can buy them separately, like off Amazon or I'm sure you could find this at a thrift store somewhere. I went ahead for the convenience of it and ordered the entire set because we have a library in our house, and the other kids have access to that, the ones that aren't homeschooled, and I wanted my homeschool kids to have their own books that were just theirs, and they stay on this bookshelf right here next to me, and my other kids are not allowed to touch it. Another thing we do that is not like a curriculum is I buy all of my kids, this is my little girl's creative writing journal, but we always do creative writing at least once a week. I make them write a story, I give them a prompt, and then draw a picture to go with the story. And I think that about covers it. I can show you guys the space unit from The Good and the Beautiful that she's also using really quickly. There's a lot of cutting and laminating involved in these, but they are beautiful programs. I don't know if you can see that there. As far as for next year, with her, we're just taking our time. I have started looking into curriculums for her for next year, curricula, and I'm hoping by August we can get through the 2nd grade math UC and she can be in 3rd grade by August. And then I would like to get through 3rd grade by Christmas and then get her up to 4th grade by January. And then hopefully by Christmas of the following year, she is at grade level. That's kind of the hope here. As far as everything else goes, I think we'll probably keep it. I might look into Easy Grammar for her over the language lessons for living education, or I might do them concurrently, but I don't want to overwhelm her because she's already doing so much. My battery is dying. Sorry. But I think that about covers it. If you guys want to see any more homeschooling videos, let me know. I'll probably go over my 2nd graders curriculum next, and then I am about to pull my kindergartner from public schools because she is not behind, and I'm already dealing with all these kids that are behind. So my goal is to just keep her where she's at or above grade level. So I will go over what I ordered for her when it comes in. She is 5, so I did not go into great depth for her curriculum. Another thing that I use for my kids, which I also mentioned in the last video, is Reading Eggs. If you have not looked into the Reading Eggs program, it is phenomenal. I think it's $9 a month. It varies. It depends on what you get. I get the Reading Eggs and the Math Seeds program. I pay for it all at once. And I think when you pay for it yearly, it actually goes down to $8, but don't quote me on that. I use that as a supplement to everything they do. It's got phonics, it's got spelling, it's got reading, it's got math, and even in the math, I've seen like some science stuff sprinkled in there. Really cool program. You get a 1-month free trial. This is not sponsored. I don't have enough subscribers for this to be sponsored, but if you look into them, you can try it for a month for free. I use it a lot on days like on snow days when my other kids are home and I have 9 kids running around the house. And when they're finished with their schoolwork, it's kind of something they look forward to that still counts towards their school hours. So if you haven't looked into Reading Eggs, definitely do. But I think that wraps up today's video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.